Hello everyone, first I'm here at beautiful Steelhead City, run by the amazing Fuzzball Ortega. First off, thanks for checking out my product page, I really do appreciate it. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel instead, then you'll find a link in the description that leads you to my product page. If you've already purchased yourself a copy of my script set, thank you so very much, I really do appreciate it. If you're currently undecided, then I hope my advert will help you make a decision one way or the other. These scripts are designed to be more or less set and forget. No menus, no configuration, everything is handled automatically, seamlessly, and without interruption. With all that said and done, how about I meet you up at my build platform and I can show you an example of how these scripts work. So here we are up at my build platform. And I was thinking about making it like a giant burrow, but I've got to keep the land impact down, so oh well. Anyway, this is the example included with my product, so you can immediately start experimenting with these scripts and seeing how they interact with the link set, how they move and snap and scale and all of that. So yeah, let me show you how to actually use them. Right, so all you have to do is access the edit menu, and I'm going to delete this one. So by default, this example comes with the 0.5 meter script already pre-installed, but I'll use this one, the 0.4 meter one. So insert that, and you'll see it scaled it all down. Now you'll see there's a gap here because it didn't scale in relation to the center of the object. It's scaled according to the closest alignment. So what that means is if a particular prim was, say, at a 0.3 meter mark, it would snap it up to 0.4 meters. So that is why it actually snapped it upward instead of downward. So I'm just gonna realign that real quick. And you'll see that you don't necessarily have to be too finicky with it. So yeah, and obviously you don't have to move it one by one. I'm just doing it for example demonstration purposes. But oh, you can see I didn't actually pull it down far enough. So you're probably wondering, well, how far down do you have to pull? And the answer is more than half of the grid scale. So this grid scale is 0.4 meters, so I have to drag it more than 0.2 meters if I want to snap in that direction, otherwise it will snap back. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. So with that, I want to just mention one more thing before I will say goodbye. And that is, you're probably wondering why I've opted for this route as opposed to incorporating a menu system with commands. And the reason is because, well, if these scripts did utilize a menu system and they were inserted into an object that already had a script that used a menu system, there's a good chance that there would be some overlap. That is to say, if the alignment menu was brought up and that object's other menu was currently in use, it would effectively be removed and replaced. So this would absolutely cause frustration. And I could mitigate that by the use of commands, but then people would have to type in commands every time they wanted to use the menu system, and it would just become a cumbersome mess, and I didn't want that. I wanted this to be completely automatic and seamless and just drag and drop, easy to use. So that's exactly what I've done. More importantly, if I did actually use a menu system and for whatever reason the objects that it was inserted into needed to be reset, that menu would also be reset. And that could be absolutely devastating on a larger structure, like say a dance floor or a church or anything with any mild amount of detail. So I'm actually going to remove this script and demonstrate to you what I mean by that. So I'm going to use 0.25 meters and show you what happens. So this is a pretty small example, but you can see how some of them have shifted in a really strange way. Like they're thicker, whereas some of them are thinner. And look at this one. It's been shifted and moved. So this on a much larger scale would be a nightmare to fix. And look, it's even shifted underneath where the sizing is being moved around. Imagine that on a link set that's like 200 or 300, and you've got to go through the whole lot and realign absolutely everything because you're like making a prefab or something. That would just be no. I would be insanely angry. That said, there's also something else I want to demonstrate. Is you want to avoid having two or more scripts of this type in the same object, and I'll show you why. Let's use 0.4 for this. As you can see, they start becoming wiggly. Although you might want this for a particular effect. If you wanted to have like some, I don't know, like metallic, robotic, like goo-esque kind of creature or something. I don't know, this might actually work for you. But generally, you don't want to have two or more of these in the same thing. So, and oh wow, that just conveniently fixed it all. Did it fix the... It did. Well, there you go. I actually was not fully expecting it to fix this quite so easily. That's not to say that you can get away with, the aforementioned situation and expect another script to just immediately fix everything, but it might. But anyway, with those points out of the way, I hope you've enjoyed this advert, and I hope I've helped you make a decision one way or the other. If you have in fact decided to purchase yourself a copy of this set, I really appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. If not, oh well, no hard feelings. I'm glad I was able to help you decide regardless. So, with all that said, I am First Dawn, and I wish you a fantastic day. Stay safe and do take care of each other. Bye.